Hey, what's up? Today in our studio we have an interesting project called an Eden Genesis. So this one is very interesting because it is developed by indie game developers. They have breathed the new life into Metroidvania game genre. With the lower financial hurdles, a growing dedicated fan base, these smaller studios has been instrumental in revitalizing the genre. By introducing fresh ideas, indie Metroidvanians have captured the imagination of the players, often eclipsing the efforts of larger game companies. Games like Hollow Knight, which is amazing, Dead Cells, which is beautiful, and the Ori are perfect example of what talented and limited team can do. Aeterna Noctis is Metroidvania that can very well be in the same category as the games above, that dares to venture beyond the genre typical mechanics. It is the game that seeks to challenge the players both physically and intellectually, offering a compelling narrative that is intricate and its demanding gameplay. The game casts in your role of Leah, a young woman grappling with the complexities of the cybernetic existence. Her journey throughout a dystopian metropolis is as much psychological explanation as its physical one. This dual focus is evident from the outset, with the game seamlessly blending intense platforming sequences in introspective narrative moments. The platforming mechanics are undoubtedly tight. Each jump, dash, and wall run feels precise and responsive. The game doesn't shy away from the difficulty, pushing players to master their skills if they hope to progress. This level of change is both thrilling and frustrating, depending on the player's tolerance for precision platforming. However, Eden Genesis is more than just a test of reflexes. The game narrative is a standout feature, developing into profound themes of identity consciousness and blurred lines between human and machine. Leah's character arc is compelling, and her internal struggles are marred in a game-challenging environment. The world building is equally impressive. The cyberpunk settings is visually striking, with the neon-lit skyscrapers and grimy underworld creating a palpable atmosphere. The game art style is perfect match for its tone, blending gritty realism with futuristic elements. One of the game's greatest strengths is its ability to seamlessly blend action and narrative. The platforming sequences are often punctuated by cutscenes or dialogues, allowing players to catch their breath while deepening their connection with the story. This pacing is crucial as it prevents the game from becoming overwhelming. But like every game, Aeterna Genesis is not without its flaws. The difficulty curve can be steep at the time, and some players may find the game's relentless challenge to be frustrating. But that depends on the skill of the player, and I confess I'm not the best of this type of games. Additionally, while the story is engaging, it doesn't feel somewhat rushed into the latter half of the game. Another minor criticism, and that's the game length. While the core gameplay experience is satisfying, it might be benefited from additional context or explained world building. Despite these shortcomings, Aeterna Genesis is commendable achievement. It's the game that demands your attention and rewards with your perseverance. By blending the challenges, platforming, with a throughout-provoking narrative, Aeterna Genesis offers gaming experience that is both exhilarating and intellectually stimulating. Whenever you're a seasoned platformer veteran or newcomer for the genre, Aeterna Genesis is game worth experiencing. And just to add a little bit more and reinforce on that, because it's like pretty much it, but I also found that it just couldn't play Aeterna Genesis for a long period. The same as next to the mechanics isn't delighted much by a variety of actual levels, and I found a lot of difficulty too frustrating to get fully on board with. After a while, I realized I was pushing myself to only get the bare minimum grades to keep progressing and really wanted to go back and move up. Throughout, I will say it's the perfect game for the Steam Deck for sure, running battery smooth on my standard unit. Aeterna Genesis is the game for the hardcore gamer like Ghost Runner. It requires a total mastery of systems and mechanics to get most of it. And while that is rewarding in its own self, it just didn't really care enough about Leah or Word to keep banging my head against the difficulty wall. Your mileage will certainly vary by skill, level, patience, so may get more than I did, but Either way, Aeterna Noctis demands you better bring your A game or stay at home. Well, let me talk a little bit about the character. It's Leah Anderson. She's a fairly stock badass female protagonist. She's got a bad attitude, swears constantly, dresses predominantly in leather straps and cloth wraps of various whites, and possibly has a military background. In order to save herself and her friend, she signs up for an experimental program looking for cure S&D by overcoming mental challenges and locking off section of the mind. Conveniently for us, it takes place in the Matrix-like dimension inside Leah's mind and requires her to complete movement and combat challenges in variety locations based on the cyberpunk city's Eden. Each door holds a challenge that creates you a force from D to S+, with the top 3 traits unlocking special memory cores that will allow access to other areas. Leah is armed with a pulse sword and a range laser weapon called the Bugger, which must be charged and can be used sparingly throughout each stage, and spinning cubes F, S, and D, which you must destroy by running through them, that increase Leah's synchro level and maintaining this key to achieving the highest grade. Well, let's talk about the positives and negatives. Let's start with the negatives. So, steep in learning curve, and Leah is a little bit annoying. So, and story feels a little bit rushed in the later half. So about the pros, tight and responsible platforming mechanics, immersive and impressive world building with a striking cyberpunk setting, seamlessly blend of action and narrative, well-paced experience, and it's a good gameplay. This looks great, slick movement in combat, and it has a lot of Easter eggs. In any case, thank you for watching this a little bit of Metroidvania. Please play it. I'll be leaving all the links in the description if you have Steam decks that it must play. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.